All right, so we're going to do a few projects with what are called soft bodies now. And the way that soft bodies work is kind of interesting because what you do is you have your geometry, and then anywhere, if it's a soft body, anywhere that you have a vertex or a control vertex, you will also have a particle. And then you can select those particles and put fields on them and move them around, and it will actually start to stretch out and distort your geometry. So the first thing that we're going to do, just to demonstrate this, is we're going to do a little plane, and it's just going to be rippling water. And I have found that the best geometry to use usually with soft bodies is NURBS, because you don't have any hard corners or anything like that. So I'm just going to make a plane, make it pretty big, maybe like that. And then I'm going to take these patches all the way up to 50. So we have a lot of points that we can work with. I'm also going to turn off this grid just because that's easier to see. So we have this plane with all this geometry on here. And then what I'll do is, with it selected, I'm going to go up to soft and rigid bodies, down to create soft body. And I'm going to go into the option box, and we're going to do a couple things in here. So let me go ahead and just reset this so that you can see what I'm going to change. Here where it says creation options, I'm actually going to change this to duplicate, make, copy, soft. And what that's going to do is it's going to make the soft body, but it's going to make two planes basically. So you'll have the regular plane, and then you'll have a new plane that's going to be your soft body that's exactly the same. And then I'm also going to turn on hide the non-soft object. So you'll have a plane that's hidden that's not a soft body, and then connected to it we'll have our soft body. And then we're going to turn this on here where it says make non-soft a goal. And what that will do is whatever we do to our soft bodies, it's always going to try to come back to this original non-soft shape. And that way, because if you just have a soft body with no goal for it to try to get back to, when you put your forces on it, it's just going to crinkle up and blow away and explode. So this is a way to sort of try to keep it together a little bit, and so it doesn't get too out of control when we start to put the forces on. So I'm going to go ahead and hit create right now. And then if I deselect, you can see I've got all these little particles everywhere on my plane. Then I'm going to go into the outliner. And if you open up, this is my original, which you can't really see because it's been made invisible since we did our soft body. And then this is our copy. This is our actual geometry here. And then we have our particles right there. So I'm going to take these particles, and we're just going to make a little rippling water here. So I'll put some turbulence on. And let's see what that looks like right now. And you can start to see it move a tiny bit. Not too much. Let's make this a little longer. About 3 seconds. And then I'm going to turn this magnitude up to maybe like 30. Just to see what that does. And that's a little bit more. Maybe up to 40. See what 40 does. And a lot of times, working with dynamics and particles, it's just put in a value and see what happens. So we're starting to get a nice little ripple there. And then it's sort of concentrated around the middle here, and it's not so much around the edges. So what I'll do to try to fix that is turn down this attenuation. I'm going to put 0.2 in to start with and see what that does. And that really does help it distort quite a lot more. Maybe a little bit too much. Maybe I'll take this back up to 0.5. And then once you get to a certain point, like maybe here, you can select your particles and set that for your initial state. And then you can go to the beginning, and you just have this little ripply water. It doesn't really move very much anymore after you do the initial state. I think I might not want to do that after all. Whoops. See, what I hit it undo, then it exploded completely. Look at that. So, but it's a real simple, easy thing to do. Let me go ahead and just go back to the beginning. And maybe I'll just take those fields out. Just that turbulence, I'll just take it out and I'll just put in a new one. And I'll turn that back up to, I think we had it at 50. And the attenuation 0.5. And you can just keep messing with that. So, but that's another reason why we want to have that sort of non-soft goal, because that sort of big weird explosion that happens, that will happen guaranteed if you don't have a goal for your soft body to try to come back to every time. So that is just a little thing with soft bodies. And then you can sort of make like a valley or something and put a plane like this in there, and it could be like a lake or something like that. And you can maybe put the fountain on top of it, and you can have rippling water with the fountain in it. So lots of options here. Thanks.